Hello everybody, my name is Alan, I'm from Sauber-Lab and today will be another video about Synology NAS. This video specifically, we're going to show how you can backup your system, and this backup will consist to you have one external USB. And this external hard drive, you can backup all your things using the Hyper Backup, where you can configure what will be the time that you're going to do the backup. You can configure how often will be the retention and all the rest of information, folders, applications. In this way, if your Synology NAS fail, you still have one copy. And always, what I say, you need to follow the rule 3-2-1 for backup. It means that you need to have at least 2 copies local, and in this video we're going to show how you use an external hard drive, and also you need to have an external or off-site backup. This off-site backup we're going to show ahead, but at this stage we're going to show stage by stage, option by option. So if you like this idea and want to learn a little bit more about it, we're going to show in this video. But first of all, don't forget to leave your like, consider subscribe for the channel if you're not yet, and let's understand a little bit more about it. Before we start to explain how you can do this backup, let's understand what you need to have in order to do this backup. First, you need to have a Synology NAS, and in this Synology NAS, you need to connect a USB. Other thing that you need to have is a external hard drive or external SSD or other thing that is robust. Don't try to use a flash drive or SD card because the chance to fail is really high and potentially you can lose all your data. So that backup is not reliable. If your Synology stops to work, all your data is lost. So have this one in mind. Either that you have a physical Synology NAS or a computer running Synology NAS, you need to go there in this equipment and connect your external hard drive with a cable and put in any entrance that you have. Some of the Synology NAS will have in front USB, others will be in back, most of them will be in front, but you need to connect, and that once that you connect, you can come here in the computer and start to do the configuration. Once that you put in your computer, you should see this option. This option means that you have a USB drive or USB there, and in this case you have a free agent disk 1 TB. If you click here, you eject it. So once that you open here USB, you can access this USB, you can see what's going on. In this case it's totally empty. What I can do, I can come here in control panel and come in external device. Here external device, they will show a little bit more information, how much data that I'm using. Other thing that's interesting for Synology is because they are running with NTFS, this hard drive. And Synology can recognize different formatation, so they will not restrict only with Linux formatation. If you put a Windows NTFS, they will recognize, and if you want to connect your normal desktop, they will be able to do it. The same thing if you use a Mac or other thing, they will be able to recognize. Of course, if it's some specific format, they will need to have some application installed, but most of them it's ready straight away, only plug and play. Other thing that's interesting, if you click here, you can format this hard drive and define different formats. You can eject. Supposedly that you want only some specific user to have access for your system, you can come here, setting, and that define what user that have access. Remember, once that you set up that only, let's say, I have access for this hard drive, others will not show as a hard drive there and will not be able to do. Also, if you're doing backup with that specific user, you need to remember that maybe they will not detect that USB. Let's come here, close. Now the next application that we're gonna use will be the Hyper Backup. If you don't have Hyper Backup, I suggest to install, but in my case I have, so I can come here and open this application. First time that you open the Hyper Backup, they will appear this page. You can define that you're gonna do backups for specific folders or packagings. If you wanted to do backup of absolute everything, all your volume, all the application, you can come here and put entire system. Remember, if your system have 10 terabytes, potentially this data after backup will be around 10 terabytes. So if your hard drive is 2 terabytes, let's say, or 1 in my case, you're not gonna be able to pick up everything. So in this case, you can come here in folder and packaging, put next, And here you can define what kind of backup that you want, or what format. In this video, we're gonna show you specifically this local share folder or USB. So we're gonna select it, put next, and now we can define what kind of backup strategy that you want. If you wanted to do only one copy, you can come here and put single copy. Or if you want to have multiple revisions, let's say you wanted to make a backup every day, and what has been changed, they will add in the top of the rest, is this one's the best option. This one is basically I do the backup, put in some place, and nothing will change my system, and I don't need to do backup again. If you are a company or if you are a user that have lots of changes, I suggest use multiple revisions. Now you can come here, put next, and here you define where you want to save it. So in our case, we have our USB share one, so we're gonna select this one, and there will appear the name here automatically. If you want to change, you always can come here and change. In my case, I will leave this way and put next. Before I put next, remember that you have this option where if you already did a backup before, you can just open that previous backup and add in the top of it. Now I can put next, and here will be what I want to backup in my Synology. I can select everything, but sometimes your hard drive is not big enough. So the other option, you come here and only select this specific folder that you want to do backup and put next. Now you can define what application that you want to do backup. I suggest select everything, but in the case that your space is too low, you can select only the application that you want. Let's say that I wanted to run VPN server, and we'll put next. Now in this page, we're gonna set up how often you want to do the backup. Here will be the task name, for you remember that this task will be that specific folder or anything, at least you know what you need to expect. Now you can put enable task notification. It means that when they finish, they will say, hey, finish to do the backup. Other thing, you can enable file details, so you know exactly what file change and what potentially it's different than the others, and continue on. Other thing, if you're using external hard drive, I suggest you select this one, and that once that they finish to do the backup, you can remove this external hard drive and bring it anywhere that you want. If you don't select it, you need to come here in this symbol and eject it. It's only one step more to eject, but if you want it to look like after backup, be free to remove, it will be the best option. Now we have the option for compressed data. Most of the videos, most of the pictures cannot be more compressed. So either that you click compress, they will not reduce so much the space. Depending on what kind of files, yes, can compress quite a lot, but in this case, you cannot compress. Other thing, now you can enable backup. So if you put daily, every day you do backup. If you do weekly, every week do backup. Also you can define the integrity to do every week, or every Saturday, or every Monday, or continue on. This one, it's good to have, it's not required, but it's good to have to guarantee that your data that you backup, it's safe, it's free of buggy and everything. If you don't do it, and perhaps when your system fails and you want to get the backup, potentially will not work. So remember, try to select this integrity check. Other thing that's interesting, principally that if you are doing backup outside or external, you put enable client-side encryption. It means that all your data will be encrypted before finishing the backup. So either that someone find your hard drive, they will not be able to do anything with it. So I put next, and here will be rotation. This is one of the main difference between a single backup and a smart backup, is a rotation. So if you look here, this one will be the backups for every day. Here in the part of number of the kept version, 256, it means that every day they will do backup, and you have data for the last 9 months. If you wanted to have 30, will be 1 month or 4 weeks. But in our case, we're gonna leave 256, and you have 9 months of data. This one's only interesting if you wanted to have backup every day. Once that you select the smart retention, it means that they will control it. So they will do a backup for the last 24 hours, daily, for 1 month, and that once a month, and continue on. So in this way you have 4 years of backup. If you get a normal backup with the same number of versions, you're gonna have 9 months of backup in one option and up to 4 years backup in the other option. So have this one in mind if you want to have a lot of data, or this one if you want to have control for any changes that happen any day. So now we can put smart here and put next, and now appear summaries of all your data, so you can put done, and once that you put done, they will ask if you want to do the backup for the first time, and of course we want to do, so we'll put yes. So now I know that's out of the specific time, but this is the backup that you want. They will process all the data, they will make a copy for all the share folders and all the application that was installed inside this Synology, and then once that finished to do it, in this case I don't have so many files, so now the backup has been complete. This one was the last day of the backup, and here name and information. Always you can come here, edit, and add more information. Remember, if you add more information and it's already did backup 2-3 days of this one, they will not add. Once that you select, then they will start to do the backup. And also you can change the retention and all this information. So let's close here. Other thing that you can do in this page, you can come here in backup export, and you can export all the backups that you have in the past or in the future, using 9 months if you do everyday retention, or using 4 years if you use smart retention. So guys, I hope that you like this video. In this way you learn another way to do backup for a system. In the previous video I'll show how you can do the backup on the cloud. Now I show how you can do in local machine, and I will give all these options in the future. So if you like this video and think that was interesting, please don't forget to leave your like, consider subscribe for the channel if you're not subscribed yet, and see you next time. Bye!